Hello, everybody. Wolfang here. It's Tuesday, October the 24th. It was a pretty nice sunny day here in Cincinnati. It's 5:37 right now, and it got overcast on us. But it's 74 outside. Can't complain for October. I like that a lot. So I'm going to talk about an urban legend instead of a haunted place today. And this place is in California. So let's get to it. This is called The Freak from the Fire, legendary Char-Man of Ojai, California. I guess it depends on how you want to pronounce it. It says in this article, the area around Ojai, California is full of strange and terrifying legends. However, one of the most famous ghost stories from this area is that of the Char-Man, a burned-up man who attacks people passing through Camp Comfort County Park. There are many different versions of the story of how the Char-Man was created. However, most of them involve a man who was burned in an awful fire, lost his mind, and then ran off into the woods to terrorize people for the rest of his life. But like many legends, there may be some truth to the story of Char-Man. Some police officers say that there was a badly deformed man who lived in the Ojai community who may have been the inspiration for this legend. Many areas of the United States have local legends that may have spawned from children's dares. For instance, there's the whole myth that if you say Bloody Mary into the mirror 5 times, or 13 times, according to some sources, the Bloody Mary will appear behind you. I know about the Bloody Mary one. It doesn't work. I tried it. Then there's a New Jersey legend that if you toss a coin off the bridge by Dead Man's Curve on Clinton Road, sorry, the coin will appear in front of you on the road shortly after, and a ghost will push you into the water as you pick it up. No matter where you're from, you probably grew up daring other children to test their supernatural by doing some dares. Well, if you happen to be from the area around Ojai, California, you've probably shouted the words, "Help me!" off the bridge as a way to invite the legendary Char-Man to come attack you. While Ojai is a home to many legends and tales, from a blood-drenched ghost bridge to a headless motorcyclist, the most famous specter from this area is undoubtedly the Char-Man. No one is entirely sure whether his ghost or mortal man has been burned beyond recognition and driving to insanity or driven to insanity by his past trauma. However, stories of the Char-Man attacking travelers in this part of California have circulated around the campfire for decades. So if you find yourself in Ojai, California, and you want to test your luck, this is the story of the Char-Man and how you just might be able to find him. The origin of the Char-Man, as is the case with nearly every legend that's ever been told, there are different versions of the story of the Char-Man. However, almost all of the versions involve someone being badly burned. One version of this legend is said to have occurred in 1948. As it goes, there was once a horrible fire in Ojai that burned up a good portion of the town. The fire eventually reached a house that was far outside of town where a father and son lived. However, no one in the town remembered to help the father and son until it was too late. The father was burned to death, and the son was horribly burned but remained alive. However, the trauma of seeing his father die and the excruciating pain of the burns caused the son to go insane. By the time the authorities arrived, the son had skinned his father's body and hung it from a tree. As the officers looked upon the horrible scene, the son burst out of a bush and attacked them, then ran off into the woods to become Char-Man. The second version of the story also takes place in 1948. Again, there was a massive fire that consumed a good portion of the town of Ohio. In one specific household, a man and a woman were both caught in the fire. The man was able to escape the fire, but he was so badly injured from his burns that he could not move. As the man lay in his yard outside the reach of the fire, he could hear his wife screaming, "Help me!" from inside the burning house, yet he could do nothing to save her. The experience of hearing his wife burned to death and the pain of the burns led the man to become the terrible monster known as Char-Man. It is worth noting that there actually was a major fire documented in Ojai in 1948, and some claim that the Char-Man may have been a firefighter that lost his life in this fire. However, there were no recorded casualties of the fire, which doesn't help the credibility of the stories. Another version of the story is a bit less dramatic. It's said to take place in the 1950s. In this version, Char-Man is a man whose car broke down and burst into flames, badly burning him. After that, Char-Man took off into the woods and terrorizes drivers who crossed the same bridge that he was burned on. Finally, the most plausible version of this story is one that has been cited by local law enforcement, including some of the police officers in Ojai. It was a man who lived in the community in the 1960s that was stricken with a very bad case of skin cancer, which caused deformities. Local youth were scared by the man's disfigurements and began making up stories about him. Regardless of where exactly the Char-Man came from, his legacy is pretty uniform among Ojai residents today. He is said to attack motorists traveling through County Park. The park sits just south of Ojai, and one particular bridge within the park has now earned the name Char-Man Bridge among residents. It has become a local sport among Ojai residents to stop their cars on the bridge at night and start screaming, "Help me! Help me!" into the surrounding darkness. If you consider the origin story in which Char-Man heard his wife screaming, "Help me!" she didn't sound like while being burned to death, that's not a very nice thing. So don't do it. Ventura. I was stationed in Ventura, California. Anyway, Some have claimed that after screaming in the wilderness, they will see a figure come running at them out of the woods. In reported encounters, he's badly burned man with horrible scars. In other reports, the man is completely on fire, so his orange glow can be seen deep in the woods before he gets closer. As the legend goes, if you aren't able to get out there quick enough, the Char-Man will come and scratch on the windows of your car. If he's able to successfully break through the window, he'll drag you out of the car and skin you alive. Personally, I like my neighborhood, so I won't be yelling anything off the bridges in California anytime soon. And of course, they have hot sauce. Char-Man hot sauce. Anyway, that's the end of the story. So it must be a pretty good one if they're actually freaking hot sauce named after him. That's silly. Buy yourself some Char-Man hot sauce. But you guys can look this up if you like. I thought it was kind of an interesting story. I liked it. But this is going along with my theme for Halloween. uh, I did a few haunted places, so I thought I'd do an urban legend kind of thing. So I hope y'all enjoyed that story and stuck around for it. But this is Wolfang. Have a great Tuesday evening. And I'm going to go broil some burgers. Blessed be. Stay safe. I'll chat with y'all later. Bye.